Hello, this is Law Hero and this is a video on how to get a training contract. First things first, do not subscribe to online forums and buy into all of the myths on training contracts. Listen to people who actually have a training contract. That would be my first tip. Do not buy into the hype, do not buy into the anxiety and the worry. Number two is your CV and cover letter. Where to start? So there's lots of things you need to remember here. Literally swipe through CVs and are like, yes, yes, no, no, no. Now I have foolproof way of getting your CV noticed. And I say foolproof because there are such simple things you can do to become noticed, and you do not need to be a genius. So I'm gonna put those up on my website. I'm actually gonna make myself a note to do that. What is the point of the cover letter? Some firms look for it, other firms have like a fill in the blank kind of thing on their website. If there's a cover letter, and some firms do look for it, this is really your time to shine and show your grasp with the English language, how you can structure a document, and basically woo your prospective employer. I've made some other notes to myself just to remind you guys. So firstly, make sure on both your CV and cover letter the grammar and spelling are immaculate. Give them to somebody you trust, ask them to be critical about it. It's essential. You're not going anywhere if that's not right. Second thing is, if there's gaps in your CV, be ready to talk about it in the interview. Don't lie and don't try and fill in the gaps. Life happens. You're not always going to have a perfect chronological CV. You might have taken. The next question is, and I suppose the next issue is, who should I apply to? So this is a really delicate question because some people have to apply to the big firms and other people don't because they're short selling themselves. But there's a difference between short selling yourself and being overconfident. So what I would say is, look at your results that you got in college. That is actually quite important. I would say look at the breadth of experience you have. If you really don't have the experience, let's be honest, the big firms are not going to look at you because they have a pick of candidates. If you really want the big firms, I would say have at least a year's legal experience behind you, or try and get in their internship programs, because a lot of the time that's how people are getting into the big firms. Okay, so you've submitted your CV and cover letter. Now you get the offer. Or not offer, you get the call to come to interview. So this is kind of where, expectations meet reality. So they bring you, in front of them, and then, it's you, it's raw, you're out there. Normally you'll meet with the partners. Sometimes you meet with like the trainee exec, but normally it's partners because they own the business and they want to see who the hell is coming in. Know what the firm does. If you're going to let me think, criminal, like if you're going to like Gore and Grimes or one of those law firms in Smithfield, be damn sure that you're not a finance head, you're a criminal head. Or if you are like looking to go into general practice, why would you go to the big firms? Know what you want. Do you want to be a country schlichtler or do you want to be a city slicker? Know exactly what you want, because you will very quickly be found out as a phony if you are not 100% committed to that interview. If you're already sitting on a few offers, I would still go to the interview. Some people go, oh, I feel bad. Don't feel bad. There's thousands of people out there who are trying to steal your training contract from under your nose. So just go to the interviews, And if they ask you, oh, have you committed yourself to other law firms? Just say no. It's none of their business if you have or not. At the end of the day, it's your career. They've got millions of euros behind them. Don't worry about them. You just go to as many interviews as you can, get as much experience as you can, being on the spot, being out of your comfort zone, and you'll do fine. Make sure that you research the law firm you're interviewing with. I just can't describe how important this is. It's so important because, number one, you need to know what industry they target and who their clients are. A good way of doing this is following them on LinkedIn, because they'll often put up like bullets or reports about their clients or who they're following. The other thing I would say is as well is like know some quirky things about the law firm you're applying to. I'll give you some examples and you can actually write these down and use them if you want. So for example, like I read this week that Le Mans solicitors, they actually have an ISO standard for like data management, because they're paperless and they allow their clients to see their file and have full access to their file at all times. Or like the fact that Arthur Cox is in a new building and that they've got a really nice canteen. Or you know that A&L Goodbody has excellent diversity program that comes from top-down management. When I used to go around to universities and talk to people who were applying to the firm I was with, they always used to say, oh yeah, what kind of experience are you looking for? I know I shouldn't be getting annoyed, but it is a stupid question. Any experience is experience. The point is, relevant experience is obviously the best type of experience, but life doesn't always work out like that. So for example, I hate to bring this back to me, but like I did pretty random stuff and that all shaped my character. I did have pretty good legal experience before I applied for a training contract. That is true, and that's probably what helped me get a training contract. But the other stuff rounded me as an individual. So college and degrees and results do matter. So, you know, if you have a 1-1, you have a really, really good chance of being in the big law firm. I'm just being honest with you, I know this. Also, if you did a stellar leaving cert, they like that because it shows that you were dedicated at an early age and you'll probably continue on being dedicated. But don't fear if your results aren't perfect, because, you know, lots of people can make it up in the long run. The other thing I would say is it doesn't matter what university you've come from. It doesn't matter if you've come from an NUI or, you know, university, whatever. It doesn't matter because, again, as I said, a law degree is a law degree. It's kind of the experience that is the cherry on the top. And kind of now, the final thing I'm going to say is that more than likely, in some shape or form, and this is in life in general as well, you're going to be rejected. I was rejected 2 or 3 times and it was grand in the end. Hi, so it's like 12 hours later and completely forgot to film an outro. So, as I said, that's 9 tips on how to get a training contract. I will produce a document on the website that's a little bit more in depth, and if you subscribe to the website, you'll be able to keep up with that. Please like and subscribe for more. I'm going to have more on training contracts and actually being a trainee. So stay tuned. Thank you very much.